Hey everybody, welcome to tuning into the program. My name is James, with me is Chris, and this is Fuelstopchats. It's a podcast where we talk about, well, anything. We try to talk about motorcycles, but not always. So tune in, enjoy, and hope you like it.
I found something out, man.
Uh-oh.
This is the second episode since we're back. Third one we've done, but one wasn't recorded. There's no way possible for me to sit still with that intro music. If you don't tap your toe, if you don't bob your head, you're just not human. I couldn't ride with you.
I got lucky. I came across that tune. It was one of the free things that to use, and but the tempo on it was about just under half of the speed that you hear it.
Ooh.
I was like, I really liked the riffs. I liked, the key that it's in. I liked everything about it, especially the drum. So, the drum kickoff, little, fill in the beginning.
You're a drummer.
I said, but it's just not fast enough.
You're a drummer.
I dropped it in Audacity, and I was like, there's got to be a way to change it. So I started messing around with all the controls within that program, and I found one for tempo. And I just said, yeah, let's freaking double that. And what you hear is what I just tried, and I was like, oh man, this is perfect. This is the perfect tempo for this. So yeah, I got lucky on that one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my partner, the sound engineer, James.
The producer, sound engineer,
creator,
co-creator.
He's just a Renaissance man. And is Ro listening to this? No,
I don't know.
Not live.
No, not live.
Okay, so
no, she's asleep. She's in Europe right now.
So I just want the listeners to know that this dude is building his wife. And it's not just that he's building her an art studio. Guys, listen to this part. He's building it and sacrificing garage space for the art studio. Now, for the woman that might be listening over your husband's shoulder, you got to understand what it means for a dude to give up garage space at all. Like, at all. And on top of that, it's an art studio. I mean, dude, you could forget your anniversary for the next 5 years. You're good.
Here's the thing.
You forgot it the last 5 years, and you're just making up.
Here's the thing. Leading up to this, she has said on several accounts, do not build this.
Oh. Is it one of those, you don't know what you're doing, you'll dick it up?
No.
Oh.
It's I don't have time to go in there. I'm never going to use it, so don't waste the space on this. I don't need it. Now, I need this to be done. My wife has a lot of art supplies. She has a lot of things that, and when we downsized from the one house to the house that we're in now, one of the things that we've done over the last 2 years that we'll get into on, our 2-year hiatus from the podcast, we have a lot of shit. That's what we discovered. When you downsize from it was 3,100 square foot house to a 1,300 square foot house, you discover that you have a lot of things, especially when that house doesn't even have a garage. So I got the garage built. I need a place to not just put her stuff, but put it to where she can actually get into it if she wants to. Not saying that she has to, but if she wants to. We've been in this house for almost 2 years. And, I mean, the stuff is still bubble wrapped from when we moved.
Yeah. Moving, man.
I built this. It's a 12-foot by 16-foot space. Takes up just about 25% of the garage. But what I'm gaining on this is,
Two bikes,
well, yeah, it's three or four in
maybe
there. You
three
put it
bikes.
tight.
Yeah.
I'm gaining a 16-foot wall for shelving and a 12-foot wall for shelving because I didn't have those walls because all of her stuff was in there. So I'm gaining storage space to put boxes that we've got filled with stuff that are just stacked in the way. So
Right.
it is dual purpose. Yes, I am building this for her to have a space, but I'm also building it so I have room to hang tools, store boxes, get the two workbenches set up. I have a table I need to set up for doing crafts and different woodworking things. I just haven't been able to get into that space and do it because it's just so much. It's just really disorganized shit that's in there that now I can actually compartmentalize everything that's in there and be able to better utilize that space.
Yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, I was looking at the pictures you were shooting me. I was like, it looks impressive, and I definitely think the wall is solid. It's going to hold a lot of weight for your storage stuff. To your point,
Yep.
but I just thought it was a pretty cool freaking gesture too. I mean,
Well, it is, and I'm doing it while she's gone and out of town, so I can surprise her with it. I'm
yeah, I
trying
mean,
to
it's
get it done
awesome.
when she gets back on Sunday. We'll see.
It's awesome. One point of business I want to take care of because I don't know
Yes,
if
sir.
you know Doug, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That I talked about. So Drobish and his son Tater go to Alaska, ride the dead horse. Left me like a geocaching for motorcyclists. Left a thing on top of the post. I have the picture of what we got was the smashed beer can. Well, here's the thing. Doug was listening to the episode, and he shoots me a note, and he goes, "Bro, I left you a challenge coin up there." And I was
Oh,
like, somebody must have seen it and swapped it for the Bush beer can smashed up, that I found.
that's a different kind of challenge coin.
So yeah, yeah. So anyway, big shout out to him and his son for leaving a challenge coin up there. They know me. They know what was going to get me jazzed. And when he heard the episode, he was like, "Wait, what?" So he shot me a picture of it, and he happens to have a spare one.
Nice.
So I just want to shout out to Doug and his son. Super cool gesture. Totally stoked to get this challenge coin. I'll hold it up and show it off next time we get together and I have it. But that was the other thing I just wanted to get out of the way before we jump into what have you been doing with yourself for 2 years?
So we downsized the house. We opened up the North Carolina house. I bought a new motorcycle. The old one was I don't know 60, 70,000 miles on it.
Oh, yeah, it's just broke in.
It was just the engine's good, but it was everything else that was starting to go, and it's out of warranty. And my lovely wife said, "Hey, I'm not real comfortable with you riding on that thing. I think you should get a new one."
Okay.
I was waiting to find the camera come out of the corner to
You've
get
been
my face.
pumped.
So I was like, "Oh, yeah, just okay." And yeah, I found one. So I picked up a Grand America. I stuck with the BMW. I've really enjoyed that. I like that comfort, that speed. I did get a 2021. So I got it almost 2 years ago. So it was a year and a half old. It had 9,000 miles on it
Perfect.
for $13,000,
Oh,
which I
wow.
couldn't believe. So yeah, I thought this maybe there was a totaled it had something had to be wrong with it. I got the VIN. I called the BMW. They searched it out. They said no, this just an old guy that had it that didn't like it. It was too heavy, and he got rid of it. And it ended up at some used bike dealership. I don't know how, but I was the recipient of one hell of a deal. It was still under manufacturer warranty. Did the extended warranty on it just because it is BMW. Bring more wallet. So Hey, yeah, those things, this stuff starts breaking on them. You've been there. You know the deal. You know how you
I,
got your last new one.
yeah, I do. I do. I was getting ready to go to California, and on a Tuesday, I'm riding up to Flight 93 Memorial with a buddy of mine, and it starts acting really weird. I'm like, is the clutch going out? Is it something with the final drive? Is it, So I limp it home, and that's not down the corner. That's a ways.
That's a ways.
Then I ride it 90 miles to the dealership, and the mechanic comes out and he goes, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but whatever it is, it's going to cost more than the bike's worth. And that's without me tearing it apart. And I'm like, okay. So he goes, I'm going to stop right there because if I tear it down any further, you're in it at that point. So Bob from Bob's BMW in Annapolis Junction comes out and he says, what's going on? And I told him, and he goes, but hey, have I got a deal for you?
I bet he did.
They had their dealer demo that they literally just did the oil change, new tire, serviced it, and they were out front taking pictures of it to put it online to sell it. And he goes out and he tells the guy, hold on a second, don't post anything yet. And I go out and I look at it, and he goes, I'm going to give you a great deal. And then he said, I'll give you some money for trade-in on your bike. We don't know what's wrong with it. If I can fix it for less than what I think, then I'll split the difference with you if we sell it for more than that. And I go on my trip to California 5 days later, take off from here in Pennsylvania, driving to well, we went to Seattle by L.A. He wanted to ride to PCH. So for those of you that think we don't know geography, we do. But he threw in the Angeles Crest Highway. And anyway, I get home. My wife goes, hey, you got a letter here from Bob's BMW. And I said, well, did you open it? She goes, no, it's addressed to you. I opened it. It was a check. So not only did he give me a good deal, but he also honored his word when he sold it for more than what he thought. He split it with me and sent me the half.
That's pretty darn good.
So shout out to Bob's BMW. So, I mean, that dude, I don't go anywhere else. Everybody's like, well, where do you go? I said, I don't care if it's 90 miles away. I just don't care.
Yep.
I don't go anywhere else.
Yeah, when you find that right dealer, that's where you go.
Right? I mean,
and if it's not even a dealer, if you got the right mechanic,
yes,
if you have the right salesperson,
yes,
that's where you go. It doesn't matter, and you follow them.
If he leaves that shop and goes somewhere else, I told Bob, I'm like, bro, he's got two 1600 guys that are like, they know those bikes like they built them from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if either one of them guys leaves, it's going to be shaky.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, I've got the same person that's been cutting my hair for 25 years. I know that's something that, you can't really relate with that shiny head of yours, but,
No, I just trying to figure out why you went there like that. Like, is that really, that's the only, you couldn't have said mechanic
no,
or
I had to.
barber.
I had to.
Barber. No,
I had
thanks,
to.
bro. Yeah, no, I love you, man. I missed you.
So yeah, we other stuff. So we bought this house. We'll get into this a little bit. So we found this house in Tampa, and it was what they call a double lot. It's just over a half an acre, but it's near downtown. There's other double lots around here, but it was something that was like, that's a huge yard, and that's what's allowed me to put in the 1,000 square foot garage and a bunch of other stuff. But we finally had like land. I know that people are like, that's not land. It's land when you're in a city, to have a big dog that can run in the backyard. Now we've had labs, my wife and I, since we've been together. She had a lab before she met me, but the one dog that she has always wanted was an Irish Wolfhound.
Ooh, that's a big dog.
And we finally had a huge backyard, and I said, Ro, do you want an Irish Wolfhound? Now that we have the yard for it, it's all fenced in, that it can roam.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes, please. So we found one. up in Tennessee, or no, it was in Kentucky. Sight unseen, if you will. I saw some pictures of it when it was a puppy, but drove up there, drove back, and she is a big dog. A
Yeah.
female. When she's on her hind leg, she's probably 6'7", about 150 pounds. Yes, yeah. She is large. She's not loud. She's great. She's a really good dog. Um, for the first 2 years, year and a half, the dog just continually grew. Now, I can't say that this was the cause of it, but I think with that breed, as the dog is growing, about, well, it was every, I think it was every 5.5 weeks, that dog would go into a 3-day shit fest where it was nothing but liquid 24/7.
150-pound dog?
It shits like a man, my friend.
That's a lot of poo.
Now, I've
Wow.
been it I sleep pretty good, but there are things that wake me up like a noise. I'm really acute to noises. I've never been here question to you. Have you ever woken up because of a smell?
I mean, it's been a long time. I think, one of the kids got sick when they were little. And, yeah. But not, I
Yeah.
don't know. That don't happen very often.
So there was one particular evening, I was awakened by an odor. And now I have cats. I'm a cat person. I'm an introvert. I like cats because I can throw down food for 3 days for a cat, walk away. I know you're a dog person. You're more of an extrovert.
I mean, I think cats are okay if they're prepared right.
Yeah. I mean, you did some time over there. So,
Why not? Eat a cat. Save a
never.
dog.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This odor wakes me up 2, 3 in the morning. Now I know because I have cats that you don't walk around the house barefoot.
oh,
Now I can tell by the smell I'm not walking around barefoot. Throw on my shorts, I put on my flip flops, and the house is pitch black. It's just dark. But I figure, well, I got my shoes on.
yeah,
If I step in it,
I'm safe.
I'm stepping in it.
Unless it's deeper than the flip flop sole.
Well, it was deeper than the flip flop sole. It
Oh,
rolled up over the front of the toes
oh, dude,
into the toes.
dude,
Now I'm hopping on one
dude,
foot, and it's
dude.
like I gotta clean my foot. I gotta clean my shoe. Closest sink I can get to is the kitchen. I hop in there. I throw the thing
God.
in there. I start rinsing it off, and I realize my daughter has left a plate in the sink.
Oh God, you're making me.
Now the house doesn't. It's a 1939 house with the original kitchen. It doesn't have a dishwasher. So I'm running hot water on this thing. I clean my shoe off, clean my foot off, but I got, a plate sitting in there
Full of dog poop.
that's got this covered with poop. I
Oh,
wash it, I sterilize it, I bleach it.
you threw it
I
away.
no,
You
I
threw
can't.
the plate away.
I can't. I
You
can't
threw.
throw it away. No, I can't.
Oh God. Okay, listen. Next time I'm in Tampa, I stop in for dinner. I'm bringing paper plates.
No. Here's what I did.
Oh no, no.
I got a Sharpie
Oh, you did
and
not.
I put a little dot on the bottom
So
of the
you
plate.
know. So you know.
And there's only 3 of us living in the house. There's 8 plates. So
So
I
you
put it on
know.
the bottom.
Yeah.
But this way,
Listen.
when I have people over, when I've got that, when I'm set up for that play date with somebody that I don't know these people, or somebody comes over, I just don't like them. When I'm setting that table up, somebody's getting that black dot plate. I
Yeah.
guarantee you that.
I definitely appreciate the heads up, though. I know the code, so I can look, right?
Yeah, I
And
know what.
everybody listening, you're at James's house for dinner, check the bottom of the plate.
No, what I know what's going to happen is my wife will listen to this, and I will go into the kitchen at some point, and all of the plates will be lined up, and all of them will have a black dot, and she will just sit there and smile.
You know what? You know what? She'll probably take him out to her art studio and do something decorative on the bottom of the plate just for you.
Yep.
In her
Oh
new
yeah.
art studio, the new art studio. It's perfect.
Yeah, but
Little ceramic painting going on out there. Huh?
that
Yeah.
but the dog finally got to its height and its weight, uh, and
Where did she finish?
I took her in last week. She was at 125.
Oh, she
Um,
leaned down a little bit.
yeah, but she go up and back. She goes up and down, depending.
Yeah,
So
25 pounds of poo in the living room.
yep.
Yeah.
It's. I mean,
Ah,
dude, it was like there would be wall art. I'd be like, oh, come on the wall. Come on.
they butt
Unfortunately,
itches.
my
They butt
my
itches.
daughter got stuck with her. I had to go out of town for work. Ro had to go out of town for work, and we're walking her, and Rhoda's like, her stool is loosening up. This is
Oh,
probably not good. I was like, oof. And I just thought to myself, well, I'm leaving. I know you're leaving. You gonna tell Providence? She's like, mm-mm. Hope for the best.
surprise.
And yeah, no, we got really, really bad. Yeah, Providence said it was everywhere. It was on the wall. It was my boyfriend found it. My friend stepped in it. This was always everywhere. I did feel a little misery for her, but I did chuckle inside too. Like, there you go,
Yeah, well,
motivation to move out.
yeah.
So yeah,
I gotta switch gears on you, man.
okay,
Just for a second. I gotta back up to the Grand America comment because you had a GT.
yes,
Now, Grand America is supposed to be electronically limited to 100 miles an hour.
110.
That's like third gear. Like, what do you? How how do you? How do you feel about that? How do you reconcile it?
Um, I've hit it a few times, and I was surprised because I'd forgotten all about it. I was also sort of surprised because I didn't realize I was going that fast.
Okay, so good, smooth, linear pull.
Yeah, I,
How's it?
I don't I
Feel?
don't mind it because I enjoy being in the twisties more, and I'm
Yeah,
not going to go more than 110 miles in the twisties. When I'm doing 110 miles per hour on an interstate or a back road, it's probably good that it brings it down for me. I I get it. Those speeds are fun, but it's a quick way to get hurt really fast. You want to be on a track and you want to do 120, 130, 140, go for it. If you want to do that on the road, it's
Montana.
you are here's I it's something that I learned a long time ago because a friend of mine that I was stationed with at MacDill Air Force Base, he had gotten GSXR, and he became a meat missile on that thing. He was doing they believe he was doing 170 or 180 when he impacted the side of the car with the family in it because the car pulled out onto there's this bridge and there's like these little fishing areas, and he was going so fast they just didn't see him that far out,
Yeah,
and he impacted the car. He flew, killed instantly, uh, but he messed up four people in that car because he was recklessly driving like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that stuff. I mean, like I said, Montana, high desert Utah. I mean, maybe going out to Salton Sea where it's at, no people, But so Tammy likes to ride two up sometimes, short rides,
Mm-hmm.
but the GTL sits so high up, it's just not easy on and off. Like, how is the passenger seat on the Grand America?
Ro likes it a lot better. She says it's easier to get on and off.
And the
Um,
wind management's
the
good.
wind's good. I got that windshield. I think we were talking about it when I bought it. It's got the scoop on the front. You got the same thing.
Oh yeah, the Girard.
Um, Here's the thing with the Grand America, that the reason why it's limited is because it has to be. The the front of that has the foot plates.
Oh, footboards.
Yeah, it has full boards on the front.
Yeah,
And because of that, it lifts the front end up and it makes it a lot lighter. And you can start to feel that the handlebars start to shake a little bit when you get up to that 110. When it's windy out, it really moves it along because it's taking so much of the weight off of the front wheel because
yeah,
it's basically its lift. Uh, Without those, you can ride that thing like the wind, but with those boards on the front, that's the reason why BMW put a limiter on there. It's just not safe to ride that bike above that speed because of the way that the aerodynamics are on the Grand America.
I can't. I wonder what Hans must have looked like. The inside of his shorts must have looked like your dog had taken its leisure
Yeah.
when he got up there about 130. We must slow this down.
Now you can put the computer on there and you can void your warranty if you want, but I'm good. You know,
Yeah.
and
Well,
a lot of people have done it, and I'm
this
sure that
this
they've
comes with,
ridden at 140, 150 miles an hour on that bike.
this comes with a warranty too.
Yeah,
I don't want it punched out any sooner than it needs to.
exactly. So,
I was just curious, man. I like the concept a lot. It's got that 1600 engine, which is, I love that engine. But if it seats two up better, it's easier to get on and off. And it's a better two up bike where she'd spend a little more time on the bike with me, then it's worth thinking about.
yeah, Ro likes it a lot better.
Cool. We'll have to check it out. Maybe go for a dealer weekend or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Grand America, big dog, nice yard, garage. Did you get to the Bryson City house yet?
No, we haven't really talked about that. I mean, so we got the Bryson City house up, renting good.
Awesome.
And I hadn't really advertised it to motorcyclists just because there was two water crossings getting up there.
Yeah.
You're familiar with them,
Yeah.
and people don't want to really ride their bikes through a creek bed if they're not comfortable or confident in doing it. It's real easy to lay it down, but they've recently changed those out, and now it goes under the road, and we built in the roads there. So,
Oh, cool. So you don't have that snot slick spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
yep.
So a culvert pipe and a little bit of asphalt, all as well.
It was all dirt last time I was up there. I think they'll be asphalting it in this summer. So I haven't been up there since October. So heading back up there next week. So the next show after this will be broadcast from there. But yeah, it's great. Love being up there, taking the bike up there. I did get a new trailer. I got the Kendon.
Yeah.
So nice fold up trailer. It's up in the garage right now. My neighbor Steve, he had gotten a new Harley and gotten the trailer for it. And then just sort of didn't want the Harley after he got it. So he sold the Harley and he had the trailer there, and he's like, gave me a price, and it was a lot cheaper than for brand new, and that thing was brand new. He had only used it twice, so I got that. So I do have the new trailer. Happy with that. I still have the other 14-footer. I'll probably end up selling that. Just I don't need it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Trying to think what else. Uh, those are the main things. New motorcycle.
Any
Still
big
got some.
trips in
No,
that 2 years?
no, I actually haven't. I haven't done any trips.
Mm,
Um,
we're doomed.
I go up to North Carolina. I ride up around there. You know, doing day trips, which is heaven. Uh, you know,
Compared to Florida, yeah.
yeah,
There's hills and curves.
exactly. So yeah, it's just it's we've been at a very fast pace over the last couple years, um, getting settled in with two different houses. You know, daughter going to college, coming back home from college, going back to college, then the college going bankrupt. Never heard of that
Another
before.
one?
Yep, she had ended up going to the Art Institute of Tampa, and within the first semester, they basically said, "We are going bankrupt. We filed Chapter 11. Don't come into school on Monday."
Wow.
And then had the nerve to say, "You still owe us $2,300." I was like, "Yeah, you're not seeing that money."
Wow. That's it's a rampant problem. There was a school in St. Louis while I was out visiting with Dad, and they were talking about student athletes that went to school and wanted a good education. They chose the school because they could play sports and get a good education. And now some of the kids are talking about, I don't even know if I'm going to get back to school or not. And it's like, man,
Yeah, there's a lot of for-profit educational facilities that are going through some changes. We'll put it that way.
yeah.
Now she's in a community college right here down the road, doing stuff from work or from home. She's working. She's actually just finished up her apprenticeship and is getting her certification to be a tattoo artist.
Dude,
And I'm her first victim.
maybe we could go back and get that Scottish thistle
No,
from the trip to Scotland.
nope,
No?
nah, I'm good. I'll get one more tattoo, and that'll be the one that my daughter puts on me, of a cat holding a switchblade that she already has. So we'll have matching tattoos.
Do you watch Shark Tank?
No.
Guy was pitching this concept. It's called Black Dot. Basically, it is a laser printer for tattoos on a scale of 1 to 10, pain wise, it's a 2. You can take the top tattoo artists in the world, import some artwork from them, and then people can get that tattoo for a whole lot less money because it takes a whole lot less time. And the fidelity with the computer controls and everything, it's unbelievable. They're pixelating, these tattoos.
Really?
It's amazing. So I'm eager to see whether or not the guy actually takes off, with it or not. But yeah, you walk in, you stick your arm in, you pick your artwork, psh, boom.
I don't know.
And
That takes I still think that you should be able to go in there, do a couple shots of, tequila, and sit down and have somebody smoking a cigarette while they're tattooing you with a really loud gun, and you're feeling an enormous amount of pain because it, you got to earn that tattoo. I've
that's
got
one
a
way.
bunch of them. I don't remember you having any, but
That
you, you
that's
got
one way
to.
of looking at it.
What's that?
So that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Then Kevin Leary. So Damon has like $300,000 worth of ink on his body.
Who?
Damon, one of the sharks on Shark Tank,
Oh, okay.
FUBU guy. So anyway, he was talking about it, and he goes, "Well, you're the expert. Like, what do you think about the idea?" He goes, "I love it. It's the possibilities are incredible. The guy's valuation way off the charts. Business model not defined. Not going to invest. And Mr. Wonderful, the other shark that always is kind of snarky with people.
Yeah.
He starts giving him crap about, you can't leave that alone, da 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 da. And he's like, well, that's no different than your stupid watch collection. And he goes, I can pass my watches down to my kids. He goes, the only way you're passing that down to your kids is if you're on ice, bro. Like, he goes, you're going on ice. $300,000 worth of ink, you hand it down to your kids by freezing yourself. Like, so, yeah, tattoos to me were never really, I'm not afraid of needles or anything. I keep thinking about these. I see these old dudes that are, got these tattoos and stuff. It's like, I don't know. The only time I ever considered a tattoo was when we were in Scotland.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I got my first one in the military right there in AIT, and
Shocker.
yeah,
So did every serviceman.
exactly. And I got a couple more, one in Germany and one at Bragg. I can say Bragg again now.
Oh, yeah.
And then I didn't get any for a very long time. And then just recently, it was like, all right, yep, let's leave it up. Let's do this. And maybe that was my midlife crisis. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What else is new?
Well, I remember you got a car.
I got a car.
Yeah, didn't you get a car in the last
I
couple
only
years?
have one car. Everything else is a truck. Yeah, a 69 Camaro. Love it. Had a kid get married last year in October, and the little kitty I had set aside for the 383 stroker and the 4L60E and the Curry 9-inch walked down the aisle and had a great wedding, and I get to start my kitty all over again.
What do you have in that now?
It's just a 350.
Okay.
Yeah. Tried and true, bulletproof, but not a whole lot of sizzle there.
Now, what are you running a transmission?
It's a T350. I mean, it's
Okay. Yep. Same as mine. Same setup.
TH350. Yeah.
Sounds
It's
good, but
it's
doesn't
a
really
great
go on.
daily driver. You know what I mean? Which is why I bought it. I want to enjoy the heck out of it. I don't believe in trailer queen stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm too functional. I don't know. But the thing that kills me is in 1969 we drove those things in the winter. We drove them in the rain. You know what I mean? It's like they're cars.
Yeah.
Like I can't enjoy it if it just sits in my garage. So I take the thing out. I'm in it all the time. I drive mine almost, I don't know, 2-3 times a week when the weather's nice. I drive it all the time.
I drive it more in the winter months. I mean, I put AC in mine,
Yeah.
but I just, I like to listen to it. I take it out, I wash it, I put it back in. I'll take it out, go up and down the block. I might shoot over to Ybor, grab a cigar, and let it sit out front, watch people look at it. There's some cars and coffee that I'll go to. But I mean, I don't drive anywhere really now that I moved into the city.
Yeah. I don't
sold.
know.
I mean, I sold my car. I sold it. I was like, I don't need.
Put a freaking trailer hitch on it and drive it up to the Carolinas and go cruise around up in the mountains with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Tow your bike up there with the car, pull the bike.
Oh yeah, I definitely would. I don't know. I'd have to take out a second loan just for the gas. That thing drinks.
Yeah, they're not sippers, are they? Was it my dad used to say you could pass anything on the highway but a gas station.
Yep.
Yeah, but again, I love just going out for a cruise. We'll go for an ice cream cone, go to dinner.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to run to Lowe's for something small. Jump in a car and go. I drive it all the time. I don't know. I like it. But I'd like it a whole lot more if it had a whole lot more oomph to it.
Yeah.
Cammed up, I want to get the bypass on the exhaust so you can do the little straight header sounds, and blah, 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 blah. But you know what else I'm into right now? I told you last episode. I'll tell you this episode. I might mention it next episode. Until I get a 57 Chevy pickup as a promotional vehicle for my business, I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to speak it into existence. You ever heard that? You speak it into existence. If I say it enough, it'll happen, James. It'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see that. I can see it. I can see it. In fact, I can see it. I have a picture of it on my phone. Like it's insane. I carry this. It's like everybody needs one of these in their life. I mean, I just believe that with all my heart. Everybody should have one of these. That's all there is to it.
A phone?
No. Did you know that 19 years ago, Bill Gates predicted the iPods would go out of business with the modern smartphones?
No, I did not.
Interesting. I don't know. Some guy that works for IBM probably predicted it, and he stole it like he did DOS. Who knows? I don't know. It's a good thing. Good thing he doesn't listen to podcasts about motorcycles.
Yeah, he's never going to hear us. So
Never. His wife might. He wouldn't.
well, he's not married, so
Not anymore. No. And he's worth about half what he was before.
still the richest guy. Well, one of.
One of. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, he's not broke by any means. Nope, he's good. He's probably set. He probably doesn't worry about retirement much. Doesn't get too excited about what's going on in the market.
No,
Probably did. Yeah. Good for him. Why can't I find my truck?
I guess it doesn't exist anymore.
See, here we go. Don't be a hater. I'll find it. I'm gonna find it. When I do. What I can't remember is how I got this picture. I'm trying to remember what did I get this picture? It was something for sale, actually. It was something
And you didn't buy it? You had your moment.
No, I didn't buy it. I'm waiting on somebody else to buy it for me. It shouldn't be a personal acquisition. I think it's something the company needs to buy.
But don't you own the company?
Shh. Don't tell. The IRS could be listening. No, they couldn't either because Doge cut them out. They don't have enough employees to listen to Jack anymore. Speak about your tax evasion. Get you some. Where did I? What? This is going to drive me nuts. Like I downloaded this picture because I thought, oh my gosh, somebody is like in my head with this whole.
I don't know. This is really going long, though.
I can't find it.
I can hear all 20 of our listeners going, yeah, I'm done.
There's 20?
Maybe.
I was shocked when Doug said, I was listening to the podcast, bro. I left you a challenge coin. I didn't leave no smashed up beer can. I'm like, wait a minute, back up. You were actually listening to the podcast?
He's actually one of 33. I can tell you right now, that
Get
episode right now, that episode has been downloaded 36 times. No, I take that back. 44 times.
God bless you, 44 people.
Yep, 44 times. 36 times for our first episode back. And then 400 for the Disorderly Drifters from 2 years ago.
Those cats are so funny. We need to catch up.
Yeah, we'll get them back on.
You know who we got to catch up with? Tracy.
We got to catch up with Tracy.
Did you see she's loading the bike going to a new continent?
Yep, I saw.
I'm like, gosh, we got to catch up with her, man.
Yep. Yeah, we need to talk to them. We need to talk to Tracy. I'm trying to get Jim back on, just Jim himself, without any bands. I just find him to be an interesting cat. I mean,
well, yeah, his background was crazy.
Yeah, music publicist for Name it. Just, I mean, Robert Plant. Okay, there we go. Let's just start there.
Yeah. Just start there.
Yeah. Oh, well, I remember when I was, a publicist for Nirvana. What? Say again? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, unbelievable. Then he started rattling that stuff off, and he was like, "But you're here to talk to Wes."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's just not anymore. Shit.
yeah. Back up a second, though. Tell me more about the Robert Plant experience.
So I did watch an episode of the what's the name of that damn show with Keanu Reeves.
Landman? Who?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yes, the one you were talking about.
Yeah, so I watched the first episode. It's Innovators, I think is the name of this show. I can't
I
remember.
think you're right. Yeah.
Interesting. I thought it was going to be more about the motorcycle. They pepper the motorcycle in, but they're going around and talking to different people that are very innovative. First episode, they're talking to this dude. He's probably like 32 years old. He would been working for Blue Origin. Oh, there's the truck. Yep, that'll work. That's gorgeous.
So I could just see the logo painted on the doors. Going
Oh
into
yeah,
parades, take it to parades. Go to trade shows. Hey, I need space to pull this in as my one of my
yeah.
exhibits. That'll get people to come talk to you.
It will. It definitely will.
Drive it around. So the show was it good or was
No, it
it?
was. It was really good. They were interviewing this guy that started his own company. He was working for Blue Origin, and him and a buddy that was working for SpaceX. Uh, they they were sort of aggravated with how quickly or how slowly testing would take place because it would take so long to build, an engine. So they figured out they went and they sold. They actually had Shark Tank, your Mark Cuban. He said, "Yeah, I just if you're going to ask some money for money, you ask Mark Cuban." And they're like, "Wait, do you know him?" He's like, "No, but if you put Mark.Cuban or Mark Cuban or M Cuban, and you do about 200 different iterations of his name." And send it to Yahoo, Gmail, and Outlook, and everybody else, you eventually get Mark Cuban, which they cut to Mark Cuban. He's like, yeah, I usually spend the first hour of my morning drinking coffee and going through 1,200 emails of people asking me for money.
That's a great problem to have, ain't it?
Yeah. So he told him, what
Who am I gonna give money to today?
so this
This
guy,
this guy.
Mark wrote him back. The guy was like, I thought he was pranking me, but it was one sentence of, what do you want? And he's like, if it was somebody writing me back and pranking me, I'm sure that they would come up with like a long paragraph reply. This is different. So he's like, I'm asking for money, and this is what I've got. He's like, all right, tell me a little bit more. Yeah, it said, looking for 100,000. I need 500, eventually from various investors. He goes, I'm all in, 500. And the guy's like, he offered me $500,000. I didn't even have a bank account. I had to stall Mark Cuban for a week or two just to set up the company because he's offering me money and I ain't got a company.
Classic. So
But
what did he invent?
they invented a 3D metal digital printer.
So not plastic. Now we're doing metal.
And now, yeah, but they are building 300-foot long rockets with a metal printer. They're building jet engines, all the components of it with a metal printer. And they were asking, we're like, well, how long did it take you to do this? He goes, 2 months. He's like, whoa. Didn't you just say it takes like 2 years? They said, yeah, SpaceX to build an engine, 2 years. He goes, me with my metal printer, 2 months.
Get out.
So they're building these jet engines. They're taking them over. They're putting them through the test facilities over at NASA.
And it works.
When they blow up, they're like, all right, this is the fault area. They print another one. They
Another
go
one
back out there. Yeah. Oh, they've already put stuff up in space.
for $500,000.
Yeah.
That makes NASA's budget look a little silly.
Well, I think that there's more than that that's been dumped into this. I think that 500 was
Seed
to
money.
start. Yeah, but now people are truly investing.
Well, yeah. I mean, how does he? I'm trying to get. What's he adhere?
Watch
What?
the episode. Just watch the episode.
Okay. I'm just curious how the metal is fused together. Is it glue? Is it some kind of a heat process? I mean,
Yeah, they basically bring it to a liquid and then form it with lasers.
gotcha.
So yeah, I haven't watched other episodes. I may go through one tonight because
What is it called?
pretty nice.
Innovators?
Something like that.
All right, I'm gonna have to check this out. Now you got my curiosity up about this metal printer.
Yeah, episode 1, man. I did start watching Landman. Eh. Here's my thing. I'll just get on my soapbox for a little bit. Taylor Sheridan's not my favorite writer.
He's not everybody's cup of tea, but
I enjoyed Yellowstone, that first season, but I think since then, Taylor Sheridan, and I know that you're not listening, but
I'm listening.
I think that he goes to Chat GPT and he's just basically saying, hey, in the
It's called
spirit of
Visionaries.
visionaries, there you go. In the spirit of Yellowstone season 1, write me a TV show about an oil man, and put in some little some other stuff. That I did finish season 2 of Lioness, which
I
was
like Linus.
the season 2 was fucking spectacular.
I really like Linus. It's a great
Yeah.
show.
My problem with Linus, my problem I think really with all of them is, why has he got to have a lesbian scene in every single show that he does? The only one that he hasn't had that in is Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Great show. I like Tulsa King. I just watched 1929. Again, he introduces
1923.
or 1923. He introduces the two women.
Yeah, but that's about the dude.
It is about the dude, but
He's just sick, that guy.
yeah, but every single series that he has, yeah, all of them except for Tulsa King, there's always got to be a lesbian act somewhere in there, and it's like, it to me, it's like, come on,
Have you watched much TV lately? Like every TV show has something for all people.
yeah, maybe.
Not
I know.
maybe. Not maybe.
It seems over the top for me.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, I do like his themes, but I think the one thing that it's hard. I'm trying to formulate the words, and that's maybe where I get a disconnect. I can't formulate the words when you listen to like Landman and how quickly they talk, and they have these specs and this knowledge, and it's just spitting off. Not always necessarily true, but it's like people don't talk like that. At least people I don't know can talk like that. It's just too quick.
Yeah, the dialogue. So you know what's interesting? So Gilmore Girls that I didn't watch, the girls watched and still watch rerun after rerun. They introduced the concept of speeded dialogue so that in an hour-long episode they could get in 90 minutes worth of script.
Really?
Yeah, that they were the first show to really start that. And if you listen to their banter and dialogue, it's at a speed it clicks along pretty good. But we have the ability to hear and understand way more, much higher speed than what we speak at. That's why when people are talking, you start thinking, do I need to stop and get milk on the way home?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not speaking fast enough to soak up all of the audible capacity that you have to hear and comprehend. So you fill in the blanks. Your brain just fills in the blanks. It's what we do. Now everybody fills in the blanks by looking at their phone, when people are talking. So if you speed up the speech, you put more words in a shorter period of time, people are really want to hear. It's kind of like the drill sergeant that used to whisper. Like every guy in the platoon was like, what is he saying? And people really lean in and pay attention.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but yeah, some of the dialogue speed is because of, being able to tell a bigger, richer, more full story in a shorter period of time. So it's interesting. And it's interesting, especially in Texas, that they have the Northeast hyperspeak going on.
Yeah.
Because I don't picture, I got a lot of friends that live in Texas. They don't speak that fast. They're not Georgia Valdosta, Georgia slow, but they're not New York fast either.
Yeah, the only person I know in Texas that speaks like that is Rosie.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's fair, though, because...
But every third word is the word fuck.
Right, so when you have 4 words in your vocabulary...
Yeah.
You just say them over and over really fast, and it sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Like when he was an underwater welder before he became the PhD engineer, and then he went into astrophysics, and Rosie doesn't listen, so...
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
But I miss him, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
When's the last time you were on a road trip where the guy dropped a bike 13 times in 3 days? Nobody has that kind of fun.
No.
Nobody has that kind of fun. Rosie did. And then midnight before you turned it into the rental company, get your black Sharpie out.
Carry one on me all the time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because you use it on your friggin' plates after the dog poop gets washed on them. Always got a Sharpie in your hand. Huh? How you like that, James? I brought the beginning of the show to the back.
You brought it around, brother. You brought it around.
It's all about the Sharpie.
It is.
By the way, if you're listening, send me a couple dozen Sharpies for free. I got 3 grandsons, and they wear out a Sharpie. They wear it out. All right, brother. It looks like we're waning.
Looks like what?
We're waning. Waxing poetic.
Yeah. Well,
too much rumination for the 4 guys that listen to the show.
Yeah, it's an hour.
We're all caught up. We
are caught up. Yeah.
And next week, the episode's going to be about something that's really interesting.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm not telling you, man. I've got something in mind, though. But I got to spring it on you because I want the listeners to be as surprised as you are. And I want your reaction to be, that visceral gut reaction to what I said.
I don't have that, right?
No, I absolutely know that.
Okay.
That's what makes it more fun for me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something I'll be looking forward to then. And I'll probably forget about it in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably. All right, you got to count this down, bro.
All right, I'm counting it down. Here we go. Always good talking to you, man.
Always good talking to you, man. Hey, if you're one of the 4, send us a topic.
Yeah, because we can't really think about it anymore. Fuelstopchats@gmail.com. There you go. Send us what you're thinking.
Let's talk about it.
Ride her out, brother.
Ride her out.